Oh, can't you see we're running out of time? You're gonna lose your mind if you think you're doing fine.
Hey, what's up, Universe? It's Edward. Welcome back to WWE 2K24 Universe Mode. We are here on NXT on the road to our Great American Bash event next weekend. We are starting off with some tag team action as Gallus of Mark Coffey and Wolfgang making their way down to the ring. So, Wolfgang and Mark Coffey. Tonight they're taking on a reunited duo. Two men who at one point went their separate ways but are back together now. The duo of Josh Briggs and Briggs Jensen. They agreed they're going to give this tag team one last shot. One last shot from Briggs and Jensen. So let's see how it goes. Can they get the win together? They went their separate ways not long after NXT came back to LS11 Universe. Decided that it wasn't working out as a tag team, tried to go singles, and well, I'd argue it went worse for them at that point. But Briggs, Jensen, and Wolfgang starting out. Wolfgang puts him in the corner, big attack there. Picks him down. As now Wolfgang gets him back to his feet, grabs onto Briggs Jensen. And now Jensen, no. Come on, clothesline. Jensen getting him back up to his feet now, and Briggs Jensen with Wolfgang off the ropes. Pops him up, takes him down. Grabs him, getting him back up to his feet here. Jensen grabs onto him, throws Wolfgang across the ring, into the corner. Big attack there. Big hip attack there. Comes off the ropes now, and knee strike taking him down. Firing away at him now, knocking him back here. Now Jensen with Wolfgang off the ropes. Ducks him. They collide now. And now Wolfgang's got a hold of him. Wolfgang puts him in the corner. And a big splash in the corner, taking down Jensen. Pulling him over here. Jensen's down, covered by Wolfgang. One, kick out. Jensen now getting picked back up to his feet here. Jensen gets caught now. Wolfgang throws him into the corner, and Wolfgang, big attack into the corner. Knocking him down. Goes for a kick now. Counter. Jensen kicks him in the back. Briggs Jensen now into a bulldog, taking him down. Back up to his feet now, and Briggs Jensen with Wolfgang into the corner. Tag is made. Josh Briggs is in, and now Briggs and Jensen. Double arm drag, taking him down. And Briggs now comes with an elbow to Wolfgang. Wolfgang's down now, kicking away at him is Josh Briggs now, and Briggs gets caught by Wolfgang, and Wolfgang sends him up the ropes. Big drop kick, down goes Briggs. Josh Briggs trying to get back up to his feet now. Right hook connects. A big chop now, and Mark Coffey and Wolfgang with a double team there. Getting him back up to his feet. Kicks him in the head. Tag made. Mark Coffey in. It's Mark Coffey now coming in. Goes for an elbow. Nobody home. And now Briggs taking him down. Josh Briggs hits the ropes, and big splash onto Mark Coffey into a cover now for the one. No. Mark Coffey coming back in now. Big running uppercut, knocking him down. Now Briggs Trying to roll out of the ring. Gets caught now. Coffey pulls him in. Mark Coffey puts him into the corner. Elbow strike connects from Josh Briggs now. And Josh Briggs goes for a clothesline. Drop to hold. Takes him down. Mark Coffey now getting picked up. Getting him back up to his feet now. Mark Coffey pulls him in. Throws him into the corner. And chops him. Coffey taking him down now. Mark Coffey into a cover now again. Cover for the one. No, it's saved by Jensen. Coffey goes for the kick now, and now Josh Briggs sweeping the leg, taking him down. Grabs a hold of him, getting him back up to his feet now. Big right hook's connecting now. Here we go. Josh Briggs firing away at him. Briggs coming off the ropes and runs in for a shoulder block. Gets him up. Goes for him. Elbow strike connects. And spine buster taking him down. Into a cover. For the one. No, it's saved by Wolfgang. Josh Briggs now firing away repeatedly at Mark Coffey here. Briggs grabs a hold of him, throws him across the ring into the corner. Gotta think the winners of this are going to have their sights set on the winners of the upcoming matchup between Odyssey Jones and Obafemi against the Forsaken. As down goes Mark Coffey, tag made to Wolfgang. Wolfgang coming in now. Big spear taking him down. Into a cover now. Wolfgang cover. No, saved by Briggs. And now Wolfgang has got Josh Briggs in a gut wrench position. Pulls him in. Taking him down. Wolfgang coming in. Oh, Briggs gets out of the way now. Or Jensen gets out of the way, excuse me. Jensen grabs a hold of him now, and Brooks Jensen into neckbreaker, taking him down. Gets him back up to his feet. Referee at the count of 2 now. Brooks Jensen throws him back into the ring. Jensen follows after him, pulling him back up to his feet now. And Brooks Jensen, famouser, rolls him over into a cover now. Covered by Jensen for the one. No, saved by Mark Coffey. Wolfgang grabs him now, sweeps the leg of Brooks Jensen, taking him down. Pulls him in now, throws him into the corner. Right hook connects now, goes for him, countered. And now Jensen, big elbow strike, taking him down. Brooks Jensen getting him back up now to his feet. Jensen's grabbed a hold of him. Throws him into the corner. Tag is made, Josh Briggs is in, and now Briggs and Jensen. What are they thinking here? Double arm drag, taking him down. Mark Coffey coming back in. Mark Coffey's in now. Massive lariat there from Briggs. Cover. 1, 2. No! Nearly got him there. Josh Briggs is telling Mark Coffey, bring it, but Coffey grabs him. Throws him to the corner now. Mark Coffey grabs a hold of him, and big hip attack, taking him down. Tag is made to Wolfgang. Wolfgang goes for him, nobody home now. Big boot there from Briggs. Josh Briggs, tag made. Brooks Jensen is in. Jensen now tries to grab Wolfgang, but Wolfgang got catching him. Wolfgang grabs a hold of him now. Wolfgang pulls him in. Hits it with a huge lariat. Wolfgang's got him down now. Wolfgang getting him back up to his feet here. Wolfgang throws him into the corner. Countered by Jensen. Brooks Jensen pulls him in. And now Jensen. Oh my God! And Josh Briggs coming to the rescue as well. Good God! Wolfgang got dropped on his head. I don't think Coffey was expecting that. Spinning sit-out powerbomb. Briggs and Jensen get the win. Josh Briggs and Brooks Jensen picking up the victory. What a win for these two tonight. Reunited at last. And I think in the end it worked out. A big win for these two. Oh my God! JD McDonough just dropped Briggs with a chair. Well, I suppose that's just one more headache I'm going to have to deal with. Anyways, I have a few announcements tonight that I promised last week. First of all, I have an announcement tonight that following what we saw last week, following the alliance of these two women we saw last week, I can now reveal that next week at the Great American Bash, the duo of Kalani Jordan and Sol Ruka will challenge Toxic Attraction for their NXT Women's Tag Team Championships. But not just that, my big announcement for the night. I talked about this last week. I teased this last week, said I had a huge announcement. Next week at the Great American Bash, for one night only, I will be stepping down as general manager. And in my place for one night only, I will be back the following Tuesday, but for one night only at the Great American Bash, we will have a special NXT guest general manager when the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, will host the show. Alright, well, it is time for that triple threat matchup. We now know Cody Rhodes is going to be the GM next week, which is really exciting. We're about to find out who's going to be facing Cody's brother. As here comes the final Ring of Honor Pure Champion. You know, sometimes you just decide an idea is not as good as you originally thought. And seems he's no longer brought the championship to the ring with him, though. Timothy Thatcher making his way down to the ring. Timothy Thatcher looking to get a shot at the NWA World Championship. Remember, the winner of this challenge is Dustin Rhodes next week on Saturday the 10th at the Great American Bash. This is simply because the Titantrons are modded. I just completely forgot that they were modded in over the Trons that this guy uses. Here comes Miles Bourne to the ring. I will remove that mod tonight or switch it to a different slot. Miles Bourne, though, making his way to the ring. This is a huge matchup for him, a huge opportunity for him as he steps into this one. And finally, here comes a man who made his debut as part of the Gauntlet a couple of weeks ago. Here comes Tavon Heights, who looks to impress in this one. Tavon Heights, I believe, has a bit of an Olympic background, if I remember correctly. So Tavon Heights looking to impress tonight. So further ado, Thatcher, Bourne, and Heights. Triple threat matchup set for one fall. The winner is heading to the Great American Bash. Oh, and Bourne out of the gate taking down Heights. Thatcher pulls him in now. Timothy Thatcher tags out the arm. And bending back the arm now on Miles Bourne. Thatcher's got him down, knee into the arm again. Heights grabs onto him from behind now. And Tavon Heights slamming him down. Miles Bourne. Clothesline across the back, taking him down now. And we're just exchanging strikes here as Tavon pulls him in. Heights has got him up. Torture rack position. And looking for the submission here. Trying to tap out Miles Bourne, and Timothy Thatcher starting to realize that. Makes the save. Thatcher now grabs on the Bourne, pulls him in. Timothy Thatcher hooks the arms, lifts him up. Suplex, taking him down. There's a stomp knocking him down here. Miles Bourne slides back in. Bourne, neckbreaker, taking down Timothy Thatcher. Miles Bourne and Tavon Heights making a bit of an alliance here. What are they going to do here? They grab onto him. Big right hook to Thatcher, taking him down. And they turn their attention right back to one another. It's caught here. Tavon Heights with Miles Bourne. Massive suplex there. Thatcher with a double axe handle. Miles Bourne now. Clothesline to the back of Thatcher, taking him down. Bourne drops the elbow on him now. Miles Bourne's got him down. Miles putting the boots to him here. Tavon Heights slides back into the ring. Timothy Thatcher with a takedown. Tavon Heights with a kendo stick to Thatcher. It's all legal in this one, and Miles Bourne knows that as well. There's Miles Bourne now, waiting for him to get up. Right across the ribs. Gets caught now by Timothy Thatcher, and Thatcher throws him off the ropes and takes him down. Here comes Tavon Heights, big leaping clothesline. Moves out of the ring now. Heights knocking down Thatcher. Tavon Heights grabs Thatcher, throws him into the corner. Heights with a chop now, and big neck breaker there from Miles Bourne. Thatcher kicks him back now, and Timothy Thatcher. Miles Bourne kicked in the ribs now, and Bourne caught by Thatcher. Timothy Thatcher pulls him in, double underhook, and suplex. Grabs onto him now, and Miles Bourne, back body drop. The boots to him here now, big kick in the ribs from Miles Bourne. He's got Tavon Heights now. Miles Bourne clotheslines him, taking him down now. Miles Bourne picks him back up to his feet now, and Bourne drop kick takes him down into a cover. Miles Bourne, cover on Heights. 1, 2, 3. Miles Bourne takes the win. Miles Bourne snatches the victory, and Miles Bourne next weekend will challenge Dustin Rhodes for the NWA World Championship. JD McDonough, you want to throw a chair at my head? Gallus wants to sit here and complain and say that it was a fluke that we just beat them earlier. Heard them complaining to Rude about it. How about this? Me and Jensen will find a partner, and the three of you meet us and whoever we can find next week at the Great American Bash. And JD, when I get my hands on you, I'm going to wring your little neck. I'm going to break a chair over your face. All right, we got some more action coming up, some singles action, some women's action coming up, as here comes the #1 contender to the NXT Women's Championship, the woman who is going to challenge Naomi in one of our main events next week. Here comes Fallon Henley. So, Fallon Henley makes her way down to the ring. And here comes her opponent, one of the women she helped save Naomi from last week. Wendy Choo making her way to the ring. Tatum Paxley by her side. These two have seemingly formed a bit of a wicked alliance, if you will, as they make their way down to the ring. The card for the Great American Bash continues to heat up week after week here. I mean, we know at this point, I think we know the whole card at this point, I believe. We know we got Wes Lee challenging Jimmy Uso for the NXT title. We got the Gorillas of Destiny challenging Odyssey Jones and Obafemi for the tag titles. We now know Miles Bourne is going to challenge Dustin Rhodes for the NWA Championship. We know Sol Ruka and Kalani Jordan are challenging for the NXT Women's Tag titles. Piper Niven challenges Julia for the North American Women's title. And we know that Fallon Henley challenges Naomi for the NXT Women's title. That's the whole card right then and there. So it's Fallon Henley versus Wendy Choo. One-on-one. Here we go. Goes for the drop kick. Fallon Henley out of the way. Comes in. Big uppercut there. Taking down Wendy Choo. Choo getting up to her feet now. Grabs a hold of Fallon. Pulls her in. Sends her off the ropes. Countered. Fallon Henley kicking the ribs. Knocks her back. Hits the ropes now. Big drop kick there. Taking her down. Wendy Choo pops up into Hurricane Rana. Taking down Fallon Henley. Goes for moonsault. Nobody home. As now Fallon grabs onto her. Fallon Henley sends Wendy off the ropes now. Ducks her into big arm drag. Sends her across the ring. Fallon Henley gets caught with a clothesline there. Wendy taking her down. Choo goes for a right hook. Fallon Henley counters. Henley pulls her in. And Henley now Oh, look at this. Caught her. Into the back. And big clothesline takes her down. It's the senton across the midsection, taking her down again. Kicking away at her now is Fallon Henley. Wendy Choo back to her feet now into Hurricane Rana, taking her down. Grabs all of her again now. Wendy Choo, forearm strike, takes down Fallon Henley. And slams down the arm for good measure. Henley gets caught now. Forearm strike again. Wendy Choo taking her down. Choo kicked in the head by Henley. As now Fallon gets caught here. Wendy Choo grabs her. Throws her off the ropes. And Wendy ducks her now. Fallon Henley's caught. Leapfrog and... No, Henley counters now. Fallon Henley knocking her back. Fallon Henley pulls her in. And Bulldog takes her down. Fallon going up to the top rope now. She's going to look to fly. Fallon Henley looking for elbow off the top. Takes her down. Takes her back up to her feet now. Fallon Henley. A big chop there to Wendy Choo. Knocks her back. Choo grabs onto her though. Wendy Choo sends her over the top. Out to the floor. Down goes Fallon Henley. Fallon Henley is down now. And Wendy Choo coming out of the ring after her here. And throws her across the ring, does Fallon Henley. Big shot there, countered now, knocking her back, big kick. Wendy Choo now grabs onto her and taking her down. Picks her back up to her feet here, grabs her, and wait a minute, Wendy Choo set back into the ring by Fallon Henley. Henley knocking her back here, and now Fallon Henley sidesteps her into a kick. Here we go. Shining Wizard connects. Grabs her, rolls her over now. Fallon Henley. 1, 2, 3. Just like that, Fallon Henley picks up the victory. Henley knocking off Wendy Choo tonight, sending a clear message to Naomi. She is coming for that NXT Women's title, and she intends on taking it next week. We got one more match to come. Ethan Paige and Axiom gonna have the matchup that they threw down the challenge to one another for last week. That's coming up just momentarily. Yo, Regal. I know you and your boys are going to be watching Axiom's match tonight real close, but, I heard about what Rude said to you last week, and I just want you to know. I know what your boys did, too. And I'm going to tell the whole world tonight. So just be ready. So you try and beat down my guy Axiom, well, he's not going to be outnumbered for long. Alright, it is time for the main event of the evening. As here comes Axiom, for what could be one of his final nights in NXT. The former NXT North American Champion, and in my opinion, the greatest NXT North American Champion that the LS11 Universe has ever seen, making his way down to the ring. Axiom lost the championship when he more or less got gaslit into a matchup against Jacob Fatu for the gold. He's been working on both Raw and NXT these last few weeks, this last month and a half or so. And now tonight, he finds himself taking on one of the men that wants him gone from NXT more than anybody. Of course, Axiom, he ended up being left laying with a Styles Clash onto a chair last night on Raw. So you got to wonder if he's truly 100% as he finds himself going head-to-head with All Ego. He finds himself going head-to-head with All Ego Ethan Paige, making his way down to the ring. Ethan Paige now ready for action, trying to send Axiom packing a week early. Because remember, Axiom has agreed that if he loses next week in his rematch against Jacob Fatu, then he will never step foot in NXT again. So, main event time. It's Axiom versus Ethan Page. Here we go. Axiom runs in, but Ethan Page grabs a hold of him, and all he goes got him up and slams him down. Axiom getting back to his feet. Ethan Page pulls him in, grabs him by the throat. Ethan Page, look at this, just overpowering Axiom right now. Power slam. Ethan Page now running shoulder block, knocks down Axiom. Axiom counters with a right hook now, and Axiom for the ropes. Ethan Page grabs him. Axiom counters. Axiom coming in now. Poison Rana. Into an elbow, taking him down now, and Axiom. Standing shooting star, turning it around now. Cover on Ethan Page. 1, 2, no. Ethan Page kicks out. Ethan Page comes back in, shoulder block, knocks him down. Grabs a hold of him now. Axiom, look at this. Shoves him away. Knocks him back with a big kick there. Axiom hits the deck, gets out of the way. Kick there, countered. Ethan Page getting knocked back. Axiom grabs the ropes. Ethan Page catching him. Ethan Page now gets him up and drops him. Gets him back up to his feet now. And Ethan Page, here we go. Double underhook. Grabs Axiom, lifts him up. Axiom counters. Hurricane Rana takes him down. Oh, and Ethan Page just ran over him with that shoulder block cover. 1, 2, kick out from Axiom. Goes for a kick, rolling out of the way now. Goes for another kick. Axiom just tucking and rolling here, getting out of the way now. It's caught. Axiom swung around by Ethan Page, and Ethan Page leapfrogs him into, no, Axiom counters an elbow. Axiom now grabs the rope, springboard, crossbody to Ethan Page. Axiom now into a cover on Page for the 1. Kick out from Ethan. Ethan Page now with a chop, knocking him back, countered by Axiom. Axiom ducks him. Pele kick takes him down. Axiom went for a super kick. Ethan Page out of the way. Now Ethan Page, right hook to Axiom into an elbow strike, pulls him in. Ethan Page has got him into fall away slam. Axiom rolls out of the ring now. Ethan Page coming in. Went for a big jump over the top rope onto Axiom. Axiom got out of the way now, and Axiom springboard, crossbody, knocking down Ethan Page on the outside. Axiom's got him back up to his feet now, and Axiom with Ethan Page back into the ring. Ethan Page now caught by Axiom, and Axiom's got a hold of him. Axiom gets him up. Whoa! Suplex to the floor. Both men down. Referee restarts the count now. Axiom kicks him in the head. Grabs a hold of him now. Axiom getting him back up to his feet here. Axiom with Ethan Page. Trying to get him back into the ring now. Axiom gets Ethan Page back in. Ethan Page is down. Axiom springboard. Frog splash into the back of Ethan Page. Page back to his feet, kicks Axiom in the head. Kicking him down now, and Axiom's down. Ethan Page grabs a hold of him, pulls him in, and Axiom is up and down with a gut buster from Ethan Page. Into a cover now, has him down. Cover 1. No! Stomping to the arm from Ethan Page now, and Ethan Page Axiom back up to his feet now. Ethan Page pulls him in. Counter. The ribs. Axiom pops up into Hurricane Rana, taking him down. Goes for the elbow. Ethan Page out of the way now. And Page pulls him in now. Ethan Page has got him. Lifts him up. Axiom in trouble now. Ethan Page. Stun gun to Axiom. Takes him down. Grabs a hold of him. Getting him back up to his feet now. Ethan Page with Axiom off the ropes. Goes for him. Axiom counters now. Axiom sidesteps, gets out of the way. Axiom kicking to the head of Ethan Page with both men down. Axiom staggering back to his feet, and Axiom staggering into the corner. Hold on, he's got Ethan Page in position. He's lined up. He's ready for Golden Ratio. No! Ethan Paige countered. Paige punches Axiom in the head now. Axiom's down. And now Ethan Paige hits the ropes. Goes for him. Axiom out of the way. Axiom. Both men back to their feet now. Axiom hits the ropes. Oh, and Ethan Paige just stomps on him. Axiom rolls out of the way. Clothesline. Follows through. Into. Grabs the leg. Sweeps the leg. Now Axiom going up to the top. Axiom looking for frog splash to Ethan Paige into a cover now. Axiom cover on Ethan Paige for the 1, 2, no! Ethan Paige kicking out now. Axiom coming in. Ethan Paige has got him. Ethan Paige double underhook. Lifts him up again. Axiom counters into Hurricane Rana. Ethan Paige pulling himself into the ropes now. Paige pulls himself up in the ropes. Axiom's got him now, and Axiom with Ethan Paige throws him out of the ring. Axiom, here we go. Axiom hits the ropes, and no! Ethan Paige got out of the way again. Paige has got Axiom well scouted right now. As he grabs him, he lifts him up, and he slams him down on the floor. Ethan Paige grabs Axiom again now, pulls him in, lifts him up again, and down he goes again. Axiom's down. Ethan Paige rolls him over. Ethan Paige deadlifting him up, and down with a powerbomb. At the count of 4 now, Ethan Paige gets Axiom back to his feet, and into the steps, down he goes. We're at the count of 6. 7 count. 8. Axiom breaks the count at 9. Sidesteps through, ducks under. Pele kick takes down Ethan Paige. And now Axiom has him down. Both men coming in. Golden Ratio connects. 1, 2. No! Ethan Paige kicked out of the Golden Ratio. I thought that was it. Now Ethan Paige. Oh, here we go. Ego's Edge. 1. No! Now Ethan Paige. Here we go again. If he hits it a second time, it's over. Pulls him in. Axiom counters. Axiom knocking him back. Axiom goes for the super kick. Ethan Paige swings him around, and Ethan Paige goes for a kick. Axiom caught him. Axiom stacks him up. Cover. 1, 2, 3. Axiom gets the win. Oh boy. Well, there they are. Axiom is surrounded. Forsaken are here. Yo, Bloodline Light. Y'all remember what I said, right? Did your wise man not warn you? Tonga. I know what you two did a couple months ago. You two were at the end of the line with New Japan. Knew you weren't going to get new contracts. Knew you didn't know where you were heading. So you started going backstage to a few shows. You start discussing what's next for you two, right? You end up at Slammiversary backstage. You see the opening, and you do something a little drastic. You take 2 guys out of a ladder match, thinking you might get put in. Well, I hate to break it to you. They know it was you too. Rascals. Let's go whoop some ass. And here we go. The Rascals are back. Zachary Wentz and Tama Tonga going at one another. And Trey Miguel taking the fight to Tonga Loa. And Fatu runs into the golden ratio. And Wes Lee up to the top rope. Wes Lee with spiral tap. Axiom and the Rascals standing tall. Yo, fake tribal chief. You look what we did to your boys, and remember, the Rascals are coming for you next week. The Rascals and Axiom standing tall tonight. Thank you all for watching this week's episode of NXT. I've been Xander, and that was Universe.